In today's video, I want to talk about the workflow that I've perfected over the years to manage and organize all of my credit cards. As you might have seen in my previous video, I have 13 different credit cards at this point, and as you might imagine, it can be quite challenging to keep track of all of those credit cards and to ensure that I'm always on top of things so I don't end up missing a payment or having a fraudulent charge being made on one of my credit cards without me even noticing. My workflow for managing my cards are fully digital, and they are for the most part automated because I don't really want to spend additional time to manually check the 7 different online accounts that I have. It's kind of a hassle to do that manually. That's why I've opted to centralize the data aggregation for the transactions from all of my 13 different credit cards to be on Mint. Mint is an online budgeting software, but I don't actually use it for the budgeting features. I budget for my finances on a separate Excel spreadsheet, as the budgeting features on Mint are actually kind of bad in my experience. I can connect all of my credit card accounts to Mint, and it will display the transactions from all of my 13 different credit cards, whether it be pending or posted transactions, in a chronological list. Additionally, I've also enabled email notifications on Mint for large purchases or unusual spending so that I can be made aware of any weird happenings within my selection of credit cards. The notifications on Mint are useful, but they only cover a few basic scenarios. That's why for my everyday cards that I use every single day, I've enabled SMS notifications on my Chase and Bank of America online accounts that notifies me whenever any purchase is made on any one of those cards. By going back to Mint, I tend to open my Mint account once every 2 weeks, mainly to use the aggregated transaction data to update my budgeting spreadsheet. Mint refreshes the data from my accounts at least once a day so that whenever I log in, the latest transactions are already there for me to review. As you can see, Mint is extremely convenient, and it has reduced the need for me to manually check my accounts one by one to ensure that everything is in order. There is, however, a trade-off here, which is security. By opting to use Mint, I have basically granted them third-party read access to my credit card transactions, and all of that data is hosted on Mint's own servers. But I feel that this is a good compromise, as the benefits of being able to see all of my transactions is really useful and handy. Adding to that, the company behind Mint also makes the tax and accounting software TurboTax and QuickBooks, so it's in their best interest to ensure that their systems are safe and secure so that customers don't lose trust in their products or them as a company. Speaking of security, the next piece of software that I use to oversee and protect my credit cards is 1Password. 1Password is a password manager, and I primarily use it to generate and store secure passwords for my online accounts, but I also use it as a database for all of my credit cards. I'm able to store basic information for all my credit cards like the card number, expiration date, and the verification number. But I also can add other details like when I open the card, the APR/interest rate, and also the credit limit for that particular card. And for nearly half of the credit cards that I have, 1Password is the only way that I use those cards because I use them exclusively for online purchases. Since all of my credit card information is saved on 1Password, I can easily use any card online by autofilling the payment form with 1Password without ever needing to take out the actual credit card to reference it. As for the physical cards themselves, I put them in this binder, which was designed for business cards, but it works perfectly fine to fit all of my credit cards. Some of the cards that I have in here, like this Apple card and Citi Double Cash card, I've never once brought them out, nor have I ever swiped them on a payment terminal. There are only a handful of cards that I actually consider putting in my wallet, and even if I do carry them in my wallet like this Chase Sapphire Reserve, I don't like to swipe them on a payment terminal because of hygiene reasons due to this COVID-19 pandemic, and also because I have all of them loaded onto the Samsung Pay app on my phone that has both NFC and MST, which means that I can basically play with my phone at 99% of payment terminals regardless of whether or not they support contactless payments. Using Samsung Pay also has the added benefit of preventing my card from being skimmed or hacked if the credit card terminal that I'm swiping on happens to be compromised in any way or form, because when I make a payment with Samsung Pay, only a one-time token and the virtual card number gets sent to the payment terminal. That ensures that my actual credit card information is not exposed. The last piece in my workflow is about credit card payments. In the 4 years that I've been using credit cards, I've always paid my credit card balance in full every month, and I've never once missed a payment, even though that each and every year I have more and more credit cards. That's because I've configured all of my credit cards to have their statement closed on nearly the same day, which is around the 8th of every month. This makes managing all of my credit card payments way easier, and I generally pay all of my credit cards at the same time. In addition to that, I also have events set up on my calendar for the statement closing and payment due date for all of my credit cards, Those calendar invites are configured to send me an email and push notification reminder as I'm nearing a payment due date or statement closing date, but I've never really needed them. They're just there as sort of a safety net to remind me if I do happen to forget, which I have not yet. So yeah, that is the workflow that I've used over the years to stay on top of all of my credit cards, which is an ever-growing list as I tend to apply for credit cards throughout the year. If you have found this video useful, don't forget to leave a like, and if you have any other tips for managing your credit cards, feel free to leave them down in the comment section below. That is all that I wanted to share with you today. If you're looking for more credit card videos from me, check out my finance playlist here for more videos just like this, and I hope to see you very soon in the next video.